Hey everybody, welcome back. I'm your host Kevin, and we're discussing my life with Tourette's. So, I know the last one we covered ADHD, you know, being it is in the category, family, whatever you want to call it, of Tourette's. Well, in this one, I want to go over something that deals with Tourette's for I think a lot of people. I know a good, like the younger generation now that have it coming up is the bullying, and all that. And even adults deal with, harassment or whatever it is, people saying things. And that's, depression, because I've covered this topic here and there throughout my podcast, but I want to, dedicate an episode to it because it's really important that it gets out there. You know, having Tourette's can be you can have anxiety, like the anxiety can be real bad with it. But the depression really gets there because, here you are, whatever your tics may be, you're having these tics and people are saying things, you're having to go out and face a world, like I say time and time again, that don't understand what we have. And, to get the feedback a lot of people get with Tourette's, man, it could really put you down in the dumps. It could really bring on some heavy depression. I talked to one person that just couldn't at all face any and every day because of the harassment, because of the judging, because of the, whatever it may be, the negative feedback they're getting just brings heavy depression to them. And I think there's a lot of people out there that deal with it as well. I mean, not luckily, but thankfully, I never really had the depression with it. I've always just been able to, cope with it. But also, like I've said, also time and time again, I never dealt with the bullying or the not so much negative feedback like some. But I mean, let's face it, you go out there in this world and you're ticking, whatever it may be. I mean, the worst one I think is the vocal tics where you're saying the swear words. You're saying the inappropriate stuff, you're saying all these vulgar things and you can't control it. But you got people that get offended, which therefore brings the attention to you. And it's like, okay, I just can't face today. I'm not feeling it. Or, whatever it may be that's going on. And, I think that's a big thing with it. That negative feedback day in and day out just brings on that depression more and more and more. And, maybe a lot of people don't think, maybe a lot of people don't realize it, but there's a lot of people out there I've talked to, or I know personally, whatever, that deal with the depression aspect of Tourette's. And it's like, that shouldn't be an issue. That shouldn't be something that comes into it. But because of the fear of what are people going to say today? What kind of looks am I going to get? What kind of judging is going to be happening to me today? Like to have to go out there and face all that. Like I couldn't imagine, what kind of pressure that puts on somebody. Because, I mean, mine are more mild. I mean, when I drive is when they're really bad, or when I'm at home. Like, like when I'm out in public, it's there, but it's not like some of these people. And, I could only imagine the depression they're in. And I only can hope these people with Tourette's that are dealing with this depression because of the Tourette's, could get through it and realize, tomorrow's the next day. Tomorrow's a better day. Tomorrow, you gotta, with the depression that comes with the Tourette's, you really gotta like push forward. Like you really gotta push and understand, even though this feedback you're getting is just kicking you down in the dirt, really getting you in a bad funk. The next day will be better. We got to try to make it better. Because depression, a lot of people might not think it, but it does come with Tourette. Depending on the situation, depending on the circumstances, depending on what the person with Tourette's is going through. Like people might not even think this, but it's true. Like depression really is there with Tourette's. And, it's not, it's and another thing is like it's uncomfortable having Tourette's. And now I got depression, which is just putting me in a funk. And some people, I mean, I'm not 100% sure, but I'm sure that'll also flare up the tics to a certain extent. Because now you're like not wanting to face the world. You're not wanting to get out there and be you, be a human in society. Because society just got you so down in the dumps. So just to let everybody out there know that watches me, depression does come with Tourette's. So when you approach somebody with Tourette's or you see somebody with Tourette's, just know, they might be going through a lot more than just what you see as far as them ticking, as far as them, saying what they say, making the noises they make. So if you could approach them or if you don't know them, just ignore them, because like for me now, the biggest thing is people that ignore it, like at work. Everybody ignores the fact that I'm even doing it. And so it makes it a lot easier on me. Now, don't get me wrong, those days where it's like, man, this stuff won't stop. Yeah, it could get overwhelming. But for some people, it's more than overwhelming. And so we really need to take into consideration these people with Tourette's that have these severe, severe cases. You're not just, you're causing them more harm than anything by saying your remarks, by saying your things, by giving them the negative feedback in whatever way you're giving it. So, I just want to get on here and let people know with Tourette's comes depression to certain people. So if we could, address how we treat these people, how we react, how we even judge, quote unquote, I think it'll help the community, the people with Tourette's, So just want to get on here, say, depression's real, comes with Tourette's, depending on your situation. So just bring peace and love. Till next time, peace.